I'm Dr. Mike Simpson. One thing that I have come to realize in my 26 years of medical practice is that most intervention and treatment failures are not secondary to equipment shortcomings, they're secondary to training shortcomings. That's why we at Safeguard Medical think it's vitally important that you train and train properly. For the purpose of today's demonstration of a standard windlass tourniquet in the form of the tactical mechanical tourniquet, I'm going to be utilizing the SimBodies medical simulation mannequin. As you can see, we have a simulated injury here to the right arm, and for the purposes of the demonstration today, I'm going to be placing this tourniquet in the standard military high and tight configuration as high on the limb as possible. Once the injury has been identified, you can deploy the TMT either by simply running it over the limb or by disconnecting the buckle and routing it around the limb and then tightening it. It's extremely important to get the TMT as tight as possible with the strap prior to using the windlass. Tighten the strap, connect the Velcro, and then begin to tighten the windlass. You're going to turn the windlass until all bleeding has stopped. Once the bleeding has stopped, you snap the windlass into the keeper clip here, which will secure it, and run the rest of the tail of the tourniquet over the Velcro, annotating the time on the white time tab. Whether you're a civilian bystander, rendering aid, or a medical professional, ensure that when you hand that patient over to the next level of care, you inform them that a tourniquet was placed, where it was placed, and what time it was placed. When it comes to medical devices, the more training you have, the more complex those devices can be. But not everyone has time for that training. A simple alternative in the field of tourniquets is the SWAT-T. It's compact, easily fitting in a pocket or purse, and has a very simple design that many people without extensive training are comfortable using. To properly apply the SWAT-T, remember stretch, wrap, and tuck. Ovals should become circles, and diamonds should become squares. I'm going to go as high on the limb as possible, and I'm going to place the SWAT-T, then stretch, wrap, and continue to stretch and wrap until I have wrapped the entire length of the SWAT-T around the limb. Once the SWAT-T has run its complete length, I'm going to tuck the tourniquet back onto itself to secure it to the limb. Remember, as with any tourniquet, when you turn this patient over to a higher level of medical care, to let them know when you place the tourniquet and exactly where it is. An innovative and non-traditional tourniquet design developed by our friends in the UK is the FullStop Tourniquet. I will now demonstrate for you how to properly apply the FullStop Tourniquet. Opening it up and unbuckling the FullStop Tourniquet, place it as high on the limb as possible. Secure the buckle, then pull as tightly as possible and begin to wrap it back over itself, each time maintaining that tension. Once you have wrapped the tourniquet for its full length around the limb as tightly as possible, annotate the time on the timestamp here on the tourniquet. As with any tourniquet, make sure when you turn this patient over to higher medical care, you tell them exactly where the tourniquet is placed and what time it was placed. For more information, go to safeguardmedical.com.